All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am excited about this one here in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the only platform where all music in wrestling matters because our guest is definitely a man from our state. Our guest is definitely a man of the household. Our guest is about to be, you might want to say, the man of a big event here coming up this weekend that, well, maybe that'll make him the man of the yard. I'll talk about that. I'll talk about his recent run here because he has been as impressive as anybody that may not for now have gold. We'll talk about that. We'll most certainly talk about some guys you've probably heard a little bit about of. Oh, I don't know, Smalls, Tito. Yeah, that might be a segue that we'll be talking about them. But we'll also talk about some usuals that have come on to Sportswire Radio. Oh, how about this guy, Torrance Banks? You know Torrance Banks has got to be brought up here. How about this guy, Shockey? Everywhere I look, Shockey's either got staples in his head, he's got blood all over him, and he's jumping off roofs, he's jumping off ladders, and who knows whatever else. Yeah, I'll talk about him. It's a wanted conversation for that. Maybe this guy, Luke Draven, I'll talk about. Oh, Jay the Awesome beat him a few weeks ago. Yeah, we'll definitely talk about that. How about this guy, Pooty? Oh, he might be on Twitch right now, but I'll definitely make sure to bring him up because he's back in the ring, I guess. And maybe I'll even bring up our champion, our head of the household, Hunter. And I may even have to bring up that guy that was once the 716, but now is repping the Lone Star State and last name Vargas, first name Mickey. Definitely no Mickey Mouse. And how about this guy who is here right in front of me on my screen has actually interviewed him and on it at the same time? I'll talk about all of that. I'll talk about this man and all the places he's been, whether it's New Jersey, whether it's with the vlogs, whether it's the Bahamas, whether it's even as a college graduate. Boy, this man is so accomplished. He is a man from my state. Maybe this is the night that he becomes the man of Sportswire Radio and takes over for me. We'll have to see. He's also got a YouTube channel with a lot of subscribers, a lot of content, some wrestling trivia. I'm not going to even bother with that wrestling trivia. I'll let him do the hosting because he's a better host, better looking than me. So maybe we'll get into that. Plus, I've even got a little gift for our guests. No, Smalls isn't coming on. No, Tito isn't coming on. No, Onyx isn't coming on. No, Luke Draven isn't coming on. But I'll get to that later on. But I know our guest has certainly been around. He's got his own channel. He's done a lot of different things. He may be a man from my state. He may be a man with a contract. He may be a man of the household. But he's now here as the man of the hour on Sportswire Radio. And in the famous words of Def Leppard frontman Joe Elliott, let's get rock, baby, because I see our chat is here. Our guest is like, come on, let's go already. I mean, I know we're both from the same state, but you're taking here as longer as the Bills will eventually get back to the Super Bowl, which will be this year. But just saying. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this show off here on the road in style on Sportswire Radio, the number one level radio station where all music and wrestling matters. So with that, without further ado, here on the Sports Report, number one, level sports show. A man who may be from my state, a man who may have a contract, but he's just simply put the man of the household, Jay P. My friend, how are we doing?
I'm doing good. Hey, what's up, guys?
Thank you. And I did appreciate the gestures, and I appreciated you getting into it. And
Yeah, I get into it.
the man of the house has arrived, and I am certainly excited about that. You are definitely the man of the household. You are the man of the hour. You are the man of this state that we are both from. I may be down. You may be up. You are definitely always up when it comes to the underground wrestling circuit. And JV Awesome, we have a big show here coming up this weekend. I'm very excited about it. Yardcade 3. And for those that are listening and watching here in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the platform that you and the House of Misfits Entertainment have certainly helped build, Sportswire Radio set the tables for what we can expect from you this weekend, Yardcade 3.
I can't wait. The arcade, our biggest event, like our WrestleMania, and being in another championship match, I am fully prepared to win. That's all I gotta say. I'm really prepared to win.
And you got a lot of momentum here coming into this. You have a lot of momentum. You certainly have had a lot of success. We've had some big wins, you and Smalls. You know, I mentioned Luke Draven. Obviously, you've certainly had quite a run. You definitely go out there in the ring. You've got a lot going for you. And do you feel like going into this weekend, you've got all the momentum right now that's going to carry you back to championship gold?
Oh, yes, 100%. Out of all three arcades, I have defended the title, in a title match, and now I'm in a title match. So my head, I'm ready, I'm prepared. I know my opponents. I've been watching all of their matches, so I think I'm pretty prepared for this match.
You know, it's interesting that you said that because I get a lot of different wrestlers on, and some wrestlers talk to me when this comes up, and they go, you know, I don't really want to watch the tape. I go out there and I don't want to think about it because it becomes too much, the visuals, and I just want to go out there and almost forget about everything. And there are some wrestlers that are like what you just said. You know, I got to go sit there and tape study. One guy comes on there, Andrew Lovelace, and has been tape studying probably from 5 o'clock in the morning to now. I mean, so it's kind of varies. But for you, you're studying your opponents. Even though you've got history with them, you're going out there and watching their footage. And how is that going to help you going into this weekend?
Well, I'm not naive. I'm facing some of the best home has to offer. I'm facing my former tag partner in Smalls, and then I'm facing a guy I haven't wrestled, but have been somewhat of an ally with, Tito. We are the youngest. We are some of the best. So one slip up, I can lose a match like that. So I need to prepare for anything. I need to prepare for every move they have.
You know, it's interesting. We were talking about this off the air, and you were asking me, you know, you said, am I the youngest to come on Sportswire? And I said, no, but you're one of the younger ones. And speaking about here in home, how you definitely are one of the younger talents. And This is a match where, you know, you've already talked about, right? In the previous Yardcades, you were either a champion. Certainly Torrance Banks has memories of you. He's here in the chat. I know he'll be back here. I think the following weekend, we'll get his side of the story when we get Yardcade 3 on YouTube. And you were last year in a match for a championship. And this year, you're in a match for a championship. So it's almost safe to say you're almost becoming like the Patrick Mahomes of home and in the underground circuit. Because think about it, right? Patrick Mahomes, right? He's been in the NFL for 7 years, right? And almost the entire time as a starting quarterback, he's either been in a championship game, the Super Bowl, or won the Super Bowl. Do you feel like now all of a sudden in this short time that you've been here in home or XTCW that you've now just become a big game player and this is what you are almost?
I would say so. Like, out of every misfit in home, I currently have the most matches and the most wins. So I've been putting in the work. I've been putting in the effort.
What does that mean to you to have numbers, to have the most wins, to have the most matches. I mean, what does that mean to you, especially in such a short time frame that you've been in this compared to, some others here in this chat that are a part of home?
Statistically, it's great. If I step into the ring with anyone that misfits on the roster, there's a good chance I'm walking out. But
I'm going to show your most recent match, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. But, you said something else interesting, and I want to go back to that because, even though I've had on so many wrestlers, I never really asked this question. But because you've been in so many big matches, because you've already been the head of the household, because you've already had the most, all these different things that you've done, even though you're relatively young, whether it's in age or it's experience compared to some others, do you feel like you've almost become comfortable in the big game, and that some people in the big game, there's the pressure and they kind of almost freeze up in it, but you, even though age-wise and experience, maybe you don't have the most compared to anybody else in home, but you've all of a sudden now become accustomed to being in the spotlight, to being in these big matches. So have you become comfortable in the spotlight, and do you like the pressure? Do you feel like you rise to the occasion to it?
Oh, for sure. I am very much comfortable. Like the entire roster, again, if I step into the ring with them, I know their moveset. I know exactly what they're going to do, what we can do. So I have that mindset of, yes, I'm very comfortable, but that's a good and bad thing because now I have more time in my hands. I can go explore elsewhere. So if I were to go and face someone else, that's a little out of my comfort zone. I have to now face them. I now have to actually focus.
Well, Smalls, you've got a lot of history with, and he a few weeks ago famously challenged you to a match where if you had lost, I would maybe have you on my screen. We certainly have some past memories to talk about, but you wouldn't be a part of home. You wouldn't be still the man of the house, the man of the household, but that wasn't the case. You won, but you've wrestled him recently. You got plenty of history in the book. Conversely, Tito, you don't really have that in ring with. So going back to your point, does it kind of make you, I don't know, more like you have to actually focus on Tito rather than Smalls? Because your history with Smalls is plenty, but Tito's the guy coming up here this weekend that maybe you have to focus on more. What's your thoughts?
Well, first start with Smalls. Smalls, from XTCW to home, been friends, been enemies, currently enemies. Goaded me into a match where if I lost, I would have left home, which not my smartest move. I probably should have gave that another thought for a few more seconds, but I was goaded into it. I won, so I'm still here. And again, maybe a little revenge because I did kick him out of home a little bit ago. So
yes,
a little bit on me.
He was reminding you of that just to
pulling that back on me. So it's not that I'm not looking at Smalls as a threat. He is a threat. He's my tag partner for a reason. He is one of the brightest stars. So I need to still focus on him, but he's not. I don't want to say he's not as much of a focus because, again, one slip up, I'm losing.
Sure.
That cutter hurts. I want to point that out. That cutter really hurts.
Well, I mean, you're going to have to deal with that, and we're watching you here in the ring from the most recent episode of Home, which I'll put the YouTube link up here for you. You were wrestling the returning Carlton, and this was almost kind of your tune-up match. And talk to me about how big it was to get a victory here, and talk to me about just how this match will prepare you for what's ahead this weekend.
Okay, Carlton, again, former leader of the group we were in, the Prophecy in XTCW. That obviously didn't work out. We all broke up, disbanded. So being back in the ring with him, again, I was comfortable with him. He used some chain wrestling on me. I wasn't ready for that. He got the upper hand on that. So again, I need to focus. I need to still stay in the game. Same thing with Tito. I haven't been in the ring with him as much. Mostly in multi-man's battle royals. Haven't faced him one-on-one. So I need to watch more of him. I need to make sure I know him inside and out. He was resident champion for the longest time. So and he earned it. He earned it, and he was champion for a reason. So
yeah, absolutely. But that's interesting that you said some of those things, and obviously we're watching some of the things you just pointed out in terms of the different wrestling that Carlton is bringing out of you. But when it comes to somebody like Tito, sometimes there's a rush. I took law in college, and I just took a legal course, actually 2 of them this past weekend for something. And you almost don't want to cram everything in, right? We've only got a few days now until Yardcade 3. Do you feel like maybe conversely, maybe I shouldn't study Tito so much because there's only so much I can retain from the tape study? Ultimately, I'm just going to go out there, and this is the first time I'm going to wrestle him in a true, almost not a one-on-one, but at least a triple threat. And so maybe conversely, you shouldn't study so much of the tape on him because ultimately you can't cram everything in. You're going to forget things, and then there's going to be something he hits you with. And what's your thoughts on
that? Cramming, it can work. Sometimes it can't work. It really just depends on who you are. With me, I can cram. I need to get the last minute stuff. Like if
you're a college graduate, that's why I brought that up there. I thought he would appreciate that. Oh, cramming for the last minute and procrastinating till the end. You're a recent college
graduate. Last minute of information.
You would have got that. Yeah, I mean, it puts it out there. But I mean, you're wrestling somebody that you got history with, so maybe that helps you going into this. And you could also look at it conversely, that you've got momentum, but you've also wrestled here recently, and that makes you feel good going into it. And whatever is thrown your way, this is going to put you right where you want to be and getting yourself with some more championship gold.
Yeah. Like overall, you can only prepare for so much. I'm trying to prepare much, but there's still, they're going to pull out all the stops. This is our biggest show. So I still need to prepare for the unknown.
No question about that. And if you are here on Sportswire Radio, do me a favor, hit the sub button for Jay the Awesome's YouTube channel. In fact, his YouTube channel is so awesome, Jay. I don't know if you know this or not, but I gave you not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 subs because I own not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 YouTube channels. So you got 4 subs from, I subbed to you a while ago on Sportswire, but you got 3 more from me today. So you got 4 subs from me. So join me in hitting the sub button for him. He's got over 600 subs, and we want everybody to support and keep up to date with what Jay is going on. So, all right, let's talk about it. Yardcade 3, as we're watching this match, biggest show of the year. And what does that mean to you should you walk away here with the Residents Championship? What would that mean to you to win that here in the biggest show of the year at home?
It would be amazing. I am currently so close to that Grand Slam, that triple crown, I think Torrance called it.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately our tag division was screwed over.
I know you said that on your podcast. Now you can say those things because you're a part of the home roster, but I'm not going to say those things. I'll let you.
Yes. But our tag division was screwed over. So now there's currently only 2 people that can be Grand Slam right now. So, and I'm the closest. So, if I screw this up, there's a good chance I will never be Grand Slam.
But that's a pretty big thing. It's funny you said that because a couple of days ago, I had it on an Australian wrestler, and in his company, he became a Grand Slam winner. He did it this past weekend, and that's a pretty big accomplishment. I always go back in wrestling. You're obviously a college graduate recently. You've done wrestling trivia, and originally, years ago, when it was the WWF, to be a Grand Slam winner, that was rarefied air. I mean, it was Bret Hart was a Grand Slam winner.
Yeah, Bret.
Kevin Nash, a.k.a. Diesel, was a Grand Slam winner. He did it basically in the span of like a couple of months. And Shawn Michaels. I mean, so you're talking about a handful of people that were Grand Slam winners. And you have the same opportunity to be a Grand Slam winner, especially so young in this stage in your career. And what would that mean to you to be a Grand Slam winner?
It's great representation. I am the standard bearer. I said before in a promo, I am the foundation of home. First ever head household champion. First ever tag medals. So now finally capping it off with the last thing I need will be amazing.
That's pretty big. You think about your career, right? You think about some of the things you rattled off. And you were the first head of the household.
Yep.
You were the first winner of the medals.
Yep.
And you also would have the opportunity to win a Grand Slammer. You've also won the most matches. You've also been in the most matches. So even though you're still so young, and by the way, heck of a frog splash there, by the way. I certainly won't try that at home, but you can do that certainly at home, get the pun. But that's pretty impressive that you've done these things. Do you ever take a step back and go, boy, this is what I've already accomplished so far? I'm only getting started, but yet look at what all these things I've done. Do you ever take a step back and think about all of your list of accomplishments so far?
Yeah, because wrestling moves fast. So sometimes you need to take that moment, take that second to realize, hey, I've done all this. I've done this. I've done that. And just take that second and be like, I'm proud of that. I'm proud of myself for doing that.
Yeah, but you can't be too proud because you want to accomplish more things coming up, and that would include this weekend here. And you are going to be in an important match, and you're also going to be a part of Yardcade 3. And if you are here, hit the sub button for Home. Follow Home on Instagram. And we love talking about Home because, well, that's from my state. They're from upstate. I'm from downstate. So please support. But very smart tactic there. Veteran-like move there, JD Austin. That was an awesome veteran-like move there by putting your foot on the ropes.
Yeah, I've heard that before. That's one thing I love to do, like not use that much energy. You put my foot on the rope. Easy as that.
Veteran move doesn't take much to do and keeps you going and gives you an opportunity to win yet another match.
Yeah, just like that.
I mean, that's why you are where you are, and maybe those are some of the tactics that you're going to use to help you get another victory here this weekend.
Yes, unfortunately, it's no DQ triple threat, so I can't really use the ropes, but I can use some more veteran tactics to at least save some energy for me to capitalize on.
Well, for sure. I mean, obviously going outside the ring and, buying yourself time, going out there and maybe letting your opponents beat each other up, still similar veteran-like tactics. You'll do those things and you continue to show why you are who you are. And I see the handshake. We'll talk about that guy in a bit. And I do want to put this link up here before we come back to more matches with you. I want to watch some other stuff. I want to get to some people here in the chat, but do me a favor. Hit the sub button for our friends here at home. And 500 plus subscribers. Let's get that number up to 505, 506, 507, so on and so on. So do me a favor. Hit the sub button for Home. And we are definitely home with the one and only JD Awesome. And I know you're also a part of the Benny Blanks Memorial. And we're certainly excited about that. And talk to me about what's that going to mean to you to be a part of that as well coming up this weekend.
Okay. Benny Blanks, we weren't the closest. I can't lie about that. We were not the closest.
No.
But I did kind of disrespect him by stealing his trophy from Key Walls and, a whole lot of things we don't talk about right now. But I kind of disrespected them. So I feel like being in the match, actually winning it legitly might ease the karma.
Oh, okay. Well, karma certainly does come back. And obviously we know what he meant to this company. And so many of the guys have talked about him. So that would obviously be poetic. And I think that would be quite a weekend for you if you were to do those things. Jay, I always like to ask this question to people that come on here the first time on Sportswire. I know, as crazy as it sounds, 2025 is more than halfway over. As a matter of fact, we're almost 2/3 of the year over. It's crazy how time flies. But do you have any goals here for the rest of the year, whether it's in Home or anything that you've done? Do you have any goals for the rest of the year, what you'd like to achieve?
Wrestling-wise, keep it basic. Keep learning. Keep exploring. I'm a college graduate. Now I have more time in my hand. So now I can go explore other places too.
Okay.
From other people.
Congratulations on that, being a college graduate. Not everybody becomes a college graduate. Not everybody goes out there and finishes. We certainly want to really encourage everybody to go out there to stay in school. Everybody has their own paths. But, how does that influence your wrestling career now that you're a college graduate? I mean, what does that do for your career? How does that influence you going forward?
I would say it set a standard. If I can wrestle, study for classes, pass, and graduate, anyone can do it.
Yeah, absolutely. No, listen, I mean, college is, definitely, I think people will figure it out. And, since I see somebody here in the chat, I wanted to throw your I alluded to it, your big victory over Luke Draven, and I figured that I would clean things up by showing that here for the audience. But there you go. But obviously getting a big win over Luke Draven, and you've had big wins recently. But I mean, talk to me about what kind of an opponent Luke Draven is.
Lucas is one of the major reasons why I currently have trust issues. Him and Shock started in XTCW, so one of my top rivals, I would say. But not for nothing, he shows out. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to isolate an opponent. So it takes time, it takes grinding, and takes studying to learn an opponent to defeat him.
Well, I mean, and you obviously have to figure these things out, and certainly for what you do inside the ring, what I think is fascinating most, and getting a chance to have watched you for over a year now, about over a year or so, I've been watching, you guys here at home, especially, is that for a guy your size, you move really well. You're very agile in the ring. We saw the frog splash off the top rope. We see some of the technical stuff. And do you pride yourself on being a very versatile wrestler?
Yeah, because study people like Keith Lee, Bronson Reed, like Cassius Ohno, bigger guys that can still move, dive, and just super athletic. So I like having be like a little bit more versatile on being a big guy, but also will fly at you.
Yeah, I think that Keith Lee is a good reference because he was a guy that could do some of the same stuff that you do in the ring. Definitely, I could definitely see that similarity. So that's something that you pride yourself, and because I get a lot of big guys that come on Sportzwire. Not every big guy can do what you do in the ring. Big guys are, they just go out there and, we'll throw you around the ring. Maybe we'll throw you around in a hardcore match, and we'll just, use my size and beat you up. But you actually have some agility. You do different things out there. You can chain wrestle a bit. You can go off the top rope, like we said. And, you can hold your own, even against guys like Luke Draven, a veteran that's certainly been around and he's been here in this platform. And I think that that's something that's going to serve you well going forward, certainly this weekend, but in the long-term future as well, because of what you do in the ring. You seem like you're somebody that evolves. I think when I watch your matches, you're always evolving in the ring.
Yeah, I would say that. Because you never know who you're going to face from week to week. Could be bigger guy, could be smaller guy. It could be...
Oh, you wrestle more than anybody else knows. You practically wrestle every week. So, I mean, you know it better than anybody. I mean, you might have to, worry and focus on that more than almost anyone else out there.
Yeah, but I do love and recommend being versatile in wrestling.
Yeah, no, I it's funny. I had on a hardcore wrestler last year, Jesse Daniels, and we were talking, and he's wrestled Mickey Knuckles, some big names, obviously Shockey, and I see Vargas would probably know who he is, or I think even been in a locker room with Mickey. They've been in a locker room with for sure. But he even said on Sportswire, he said, people might look at me, and I've been here, POR, I've been in all these different places, but I want to go out there and I want to show people I can wrestle in a different style, or be able to put off a match that, let's say, I don't know, Luke Draven can do with the cannonball and be able to go out there. So I think it's a good point. I think any wrestler should want to show that it's like being an artist, right? As an artist, you want to show people you can paint different things. And obviously you can do that very well. And I think that's why people like watching you. There's an excitement about you. You definitely are one of these guys that's got all the tools and continues to evolve.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Well, you certainly do that here. And also, I was curious for the audience, and what did it mean to you to become the first head of the household? What did that mean to you for you in your career so early?
It felt amazing. I didn't get the whole world title in XTCW. Got to hold the prime time. Still technically prime time, but And
well, you got Iceman back, so I mean that was Torrance Banks's anger last time he was on here, but then we saw them shaking hands not too long ago. So you never know really in the world.
Yeah. Iceman can keep that. I'm not really focused on the world title. So we can keep that one. Focus on the residents at the moment. But no, being the head of household champion, setting the foundation for everyone else to come along, just felt good. I'm standard bearer.
Yeah, no, I think everybody in this sport wants to be on top. I think everybody in this sport wants to be able to go out there and do those things that I think that you want to be in this sport. It's about being on top. It's about being the man. You are the man. You are literally the man here of the hour. You were the man from my state. You were the man of the house, the household, and you are certainly the man with a plan. And you're going to have that plan coming up. But Draven is really he's working on you. I mean, for those who are going to be studying you, which is Smalls and Tito, they might be studying now how to beat you up there because you're right in the middle of the ring and it took you a little bit of time. You were able to just get to the rope, but that could be something you might want to plan to avoid here coming up this weekend.
Yeah, everyone want to keep targeting my leg for some reason. So,
well, big guy, probably, on your, if you can take out the knees. They always say to big man, if you take the knees out, take the legs out, it's easier to get him down. You can wear him down quicker. You can wear him down easily. And that would maybe give you more of an advantage, or what you can do with a little bit of your power game, some of your stuff off the top rope, your versatility, that'll take you away from that. It'll take you away from the offense, and you would be on defense. That's what they always say. So in a way, what Smalls and Tito could do, this could be their offense. By taking out your knees, that's their best offense by using defense. I mean, that's what some people might say, that could be their strategy. And Draven, it's definitely working for him here in this match.
Yeah, don't jinx it now. They're probably gonna watch it now, be targeting my leg. So,
well, you know what? But here's the good news is because now that they know that you're going to plan to avoid that. So listen, touche. So obviously those are things. But listen, I mean, obviously you're in an opponent that you're familiar with, though, and you've got experience in fighting, and obviously those are things that are going to carry you here going forward. And I mean, talk to me though about your Awesome Balls group, because I see Don Keyballs is here. He wanted to say hello and talk to me about Awesome Balls for a minute.
Okay, so Awesome Balls, for me, trying to get over my trust issues, trying to simmer down my ego. I made up with Keyballs to
yes, I saw that.
Save them from Now We're Saving, and we formed a little bit of an alliance to be Awesome Balls. And unfortunately, we didn't get the win at Don't Try This at Home. But
yeah,
he gained an ally.
And poor Don, by the way, I did see what happened to him. I mean, poor Don, by the way, that was painful. That was painful to watch.
Yeah, luckily he's fine now, so we're good on that. But I did gain an ally. I don't have a lot of those, so
yeah, you don't have a lot of them. I mean, you do seem to have trust issues. I mean,
yeah,
is that's something you're going to have to overcome if you're going to want to be, even more successful? I mean, you're going to have to forget about this DTA type of thing. You're gonna have to trust somebody out there.
I mean, yeah, but every time I do, I get stabbed in the back. So
Keyballs hasn't stabbed you yet. He hasn't. I mean,
yet.
Well, yeah, so far so good. I mean, maybe hope springs eternal. Maybe you got to give everybody a chance. I mean, what can I say?
Which, yeah, I'm starting to give more people a chance. Starting to open that door a little bit.
And, obviously, if you see things here, and, so, I mean, this works out to your favor. I mean, you can't be complaining here at the moment.
Yeah, did work out.
And very impressive. There's your offense. There's your big game. And, that's why Awesome Balls works well. I mean, so maybe you got one ally at least.
Yeah, I'll take
what you can get, man. Take what you can get. Take what you can get. You got a big victory here going into Yardcade. You have a lot of big victories here going into Yardcade 3. And we're going to get to the chat here in a minute. But obviously, there you go. And obviously, you got to be happy to see not only your ally here in the chat, but also here outside in the apron. And hope springs eternal is all I can say. You are the man.
Yeah. And keep this up. We keep being allies. I help him. He helps me. Boom.
You know what? Listen, I mean, you never know what the future brings. You never know what the future brings. And even, showing you what a true ally, helping you out to the back here. And just when you thought maybe you couldn't get out there on your own, well, you had help. And that's why Awesome Balls might be a thing of the future to watch. But All right, obviously, let's get to the chat. I want to get to some people here. We appreciate the commercial, but I don't know if I can keep the commercial on here for copyright reasons. But
Probably not. Yeah.
you guys, by the way, you guys do a great job at getting those in on your channel, by the way. You guys get them in here, and you guys find a way to do it. So whoever's finding those commercials really knows how to slip them in. So keep up the great work. You deserve a raise. But if you want to see more home content, go hit the sub button for home. All right, you got a lot of people here that want to talk to you. I want to get to them. I want to give you something here. I want to talk about some other things with you. I want to promote your own channel, and we'll come back to some final words here at home. Hello to Zilla. Zilla is here first. Zilla would like to say hello to you. And the man, the myth, Torrance Banks. The man of the house is in the house. And anything that you would like to say to Torrance Banks now that he's here rather than he's on the stream? Anything you want to say to the big dog?
He's another one of my rivals, so not in the best of terms at the moment. So, what's up, Torrance?
Well, he's got his own issues with a lot of other people. So right now you're not on that list.
Yeah, he's currently the other guy that can become Grand Slam. So
we talked about that on here with him. We talked about that with Pootie, and I'm sure we'll be talking a lot about. He was very frustrated when he was on here a few weeks ago. I mean, the man was. I mean, you thought you were a big man. You thought you were the man of the state, the man of the hour right now, the man of the house, the man of the household. Well, no, he was just the big dog, really. Yeah. Speaking of people that are here, my Hall of Fame monitor, Justin Parsley, is here. Justin Parsley, one half of the IMF Tag Team Champions, wants to say hello in the house, and he put house, obviously with you. So that was very kind of him. He really did that. What a real gentleman. Thank you, and got to give Torrance a shout out because he's the guy that wanted me to do the War Chin intro. I know that long intro.
It is a long intro. It's a good intro.
It was, I mean, I had on a guy, Mark Farner of a band, Grand Funk Railroad, who thought it was interesting. I had on LA Guns frontman Phil Lewis, who looked at me like, "Let's go already." But Rhino was like, "I want to run through a wall after it." Then I had on Savio Vega, who was like, "Wow, do you do that every day?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do it every day." I said my mom sings. Well, like if I don't do it, I'll be thrown out of the house. Well, not really at this point, but it doesn't make a difference. But speaking of people, I know that we're going to be a part of the chat. Mr. Mickey Vargas, and Mickey is in the Lone Star State. He is certainly wanted there, and he was unwanted, but now he's wanted, and he wants to say this, and this is coming from a man that, I mean, look at what he did, the only multi-time head of the household, a man that has just done so much in representing home, and look at just now, he was with Masada a few days ago, another legend, and he says this, JTA has the potential to be the best to ever come out of home and ex-TCW. What's your thoughts that coming from the man that might be that in Mickey Vargas?
It means a lot. He told me this on camera and off camera. So it means a lot. My friend is very much supporting me. And, all you do is just keep learning, keep studying, and just getting better.
And, you've done your own podcasting. And how did you like interviewing Mickey Vargas? How did you like when you did it?
It was fun. It's just us hanging out, having a good time.
Yeah, well, I saw that. I watched it, and I was like, okay, maybe he should take over for me on Sportswire. But
I'm just saying.
You never know. You listen. You're obviously a lot more well spoken. You're far obviously. I know wrestler. You're more successful than I am. So maybe that's a reason why people should hit the sub button for you. By the way, you got another subscriber since we started the show tonight. So you got one. Let's get you. Well, I gave you 3 today, so you got 4 going. So we're at 609. Somebody here in the chat hit the sub button for Jay, so that way we can keep his YouTube channel even more awesome. He's at 609. Let's get him to 610. I see Zilla here. I see some of the usuals, some other people here. If you haven't subbed to his channel, let's get him to 610. Let's get him to 611, 612, and all those big numbers, and hit the sub button. We'll talk more about your channel in a few minutes, but let's get to some more people. And the man of the house has arrived. Let's go, JTA. So
Carlton?
Yes, the man who you just wrestled, by the way.
I did, yeah.
And you got a victory over.
I did. I currently have more victories over him. Just saying.
Well, I mean, I'm sure Carlton or anybody else in home is always welcome to come on Sportswire and tell us a different side of an opinion. We always love having our state here represented. So, if you're in the locker room from home, you want to hit the sub button for us, you can. And you can message me. I'm on Instagram. We love to see more New Yorkers come on the show. So we are on Instagram at the Sports Report 2021. And yes, he's here. I think you know that by now.
Yep.
Hello from Zilla. Zilla's always here.
Yep,
and Torrance mentioned it. Pooty mentioned it when he was here. You've given Torrance a lot of nightmares still. And maybe that's a reason why he might have more nightmares coming up this weekend.
I mean, I'm just saying, in my point of view, I did technically get screwed over at Yard K1. Pooty did screw me over in that part. So I'm just saying.
Okay. Well, you know what? He's got more comments, and tape study is important. I think it is. You know what? I think it is important. I know some guys do feel like, if you study and you study too much, you become overwhelmed. You don't retain it. You're forcing it. But I think ultimately it's good to look something over, but do it the way you want to do it. Pace yourself when you're doing it. So,
yeah, for sure. That's what anything.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're a college graduate. You would know better than most of us. But hello from Mickey. And Mickey's company's coming on here next Thursday. So we got everybody represented. And we have a guy coming on here. We have a lot of members from the home locker room here. I'm just saying that we have a guy coming on here. Apparently, he's from New York State. He's here Thursday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. He's the EWA Central Champion, Robert Scott. I know nobody has ever heard of him here in home. I know nobody knows nothing about him, but this guy, it's funny, JTA, Jay to the Awesome, that he's a champion in Ohio, but lives in New York. I'm going to have this guy on Sportswire Radio, just saying he's going to be here Thursday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time, fellow Buffaloian. And you've never met this guy, Jay the Awesome. I find that fascinating. You're also from Buffalo. Everybody here is mostly around the Buffalo area, but they've never met Robert Scott.
I've not.
Never met him. Well, he'll be live on Sportswire. Maybe I'll have to let him know about what you guys do, and maybe he should figure his way, instead of traveling, to maybe look at and watching Holmes content. Just saying.
I'm sure we can talk to the landlord and get him on if he wanted to.
Oh, well, you know what? I'm going to ask that question, and I'm sure the landlord will pay attention. Yes. Hello. And now, what do you think about that? You are a college graduate. You said you had more time to do other things, and obviously Mickey Vargas is making a lot of moves. Texas, my friend, what a small world wrestling is, by the way, Jay to the Awesome, that Joey Knight Jr., a friend of mine, is actually in the same company as Mickey Vargas. And Joey Knight Jr. was like, hey, was that guy on Sportswire before? I'm like, yeah. And then they know each other now. Now they talk, and they get each other. So yeah, you never know out there. So I ask you, would you like to travel? I know New Jersey you've traveled to in the past. I've seen it on your vlog, but
I've not traveled.
Do you want to go to places like Texas and such?
I mean, yeah, I'm open to it. If the cards have it out and we can set up a deal, yeah, I'm down for that. I know some of the guys went to NEW, and
yes,
it's true, yeah. So
Shockey, Vargas, a lot of you guys went down there to NEW. I mean, was that something that you wanted to go down there? Obviously, Jake Dvorak's here tomorrow. He'll be in your chair 8:00 Eastern time. But was that something you would have liked to have gone to?
I mean, obviously, I couldn't travel as much because college had more importance. But now that I have time, if we were to set up a home versus NEW thing, I'd be down. I'm sure a lot of the roster would be down as well.
I think so. And obviously some of them were at Shockey's house party, Joe Starr and Jake Dvorak. Gabe Sayers was here yesterday. He's the NEW champion. And you were there for that in the chat. And he also has a company, TF Crew. And I see different people have experience there with Gabe. And I could certainly bring it up to Jake tomorrow. He's the Northeast champion. I'll ask Jake about that. Would you want to see home versus NEW? I mean, that almost sounds like a Super Bowl matchup. Buffalo and the Chiefs. Obviously, we got Buffalo fans here in the house. I mean, it's almost it's almost like Mahomes versus Allen, but the only difference is you're Mahomes for Buffalo. So maybe that means Holmes got the advantage because you've got the most wins, most matches. First this, first that. So maybe this would mean Home has got a shot here.
I mean, Yeah, I'm sure our Misfits will be down to take on their roster. I know Kuma has faced Grimes. I'm sure Kuma might want his revenge. Shock and Mickey went for their tag titles.
Yep.
I'm sure. Let's make some more connections. Home versus NEW.
I tell you what, I'll ask Jake that tomorrow, and I'm sure as a roster member, he'll have an opinion on that. I think he'll have plenty to say on that. That's a great idea. And you are cool, awesome, amazing, and a talented wrestler. You say that, that's a mouthful. Yeah. That was a mouthful. And yeah, you know what? You got the Steiner math going there for you. You got 141. I had a guest on like a week plus ago, Psychotic Freak, long story. He was going on about Steiner math and renamed it to Freak math, and it was like 668% or whatever it was. It's still counting. So, but I think 141 and 2/3 is. I got the point. I think it means you got a very good chance to win and maybe win the Residents Championship. Yes, we like Mickey Vargas and we like Torrance Banks. And it is always a pleasure to record a JTA match. And we just watched a couple of JV Awesome matches there. You must have a good recorder there.
Yes. She's an amazing camera woman.
I agree. And let me get to someone else. Mr. Kevin Brooks, a man that certainly is wanting to remind you, by the way, that you kicked him in the face.
I may have done that a couple times, maybe like 5, 10, 20. Who's counting? I've done that a couple times.
Well, you sounded like you were counting, and you were counting, and what do you think about Shockey and Kevin Brooks? By the way, what do you think about that?
Okay, Shock again, one of my biggest rivals, but not for nothing, great wrestler.
I know.
Himself down. Brooks, cunny, crafty, again, a great wrestler. So those two going at it, they have been feuding for what, like about 8 years?
I was gonna say
2017. I mean, they're gonna brawl at your arcade, and I'm down to watch it.
Well, we're getting it one more time. And that's a cue to plug our friends here in Home. So do me a favor, hit the sub button for Home on YouTube, but also follow them on Instagram, because they have an Instagram page where you can look at some of the match cards, you can look at some of the updates, and when you watch them on YouTube, you can check out Instagram to get an idea of what's ahead. So please support our friends over at Home. They are from our state, the Empire State. And, Jada the Awesome, you are certainly an awesome guy, but I'm one of the few people that actually knows all 62 counties. People look at me, well, yeah, I'm from Brooklyn, but I always tell people, no, I know counties like Wyoming. I know counties like Niagara and Orleans and Ontario and, Cattaraugus and, I know like those, Fulton, Lawrence. I know them. I mean, people like look at me like, like, really? You know those counties? I'm like, yeah, I love my state and I love my home. So we love having them here. Hit the follow button for them. We have more comments from you. You're a popular man. No surprise. So let's get to some more people. And also, hello. And Smalls told the truth. I don't know.
You see what side he's on.
Well, understandably so, you kicked him in the face. And that referee is hot.
We get a lot of referee look stunning like wrestlers. I don't know where we get these referees from.
Maybe it's because you guys are home. Maybe it's because you're the man of the house. You're the man of the household. Maybe it's because you're the man with a plan, the man with a contract. And maybe that's why you have so many wrestlers that may look like referees or referees that look like wrestlers. And, I don't know.
They have doppelgangers. I don't know where they become.
Quote, I'm going with what Ozzy said. Don't ask me. I don't know. But I tell you what I do know. Hit the sub button for you. Hit that sub button for us. Please hit the sub button there. And we have a bunch of people here, so please do that. And also, I think Carlton wants to remind you of some things. Draven does want to say that you're awesome. So at least you got that going for you. Obviously, respect from competitor to competitor. Yeah. And he's on your side for the Residents Championship here coming up.
I'll take it.
Hey, listen, we'll have to certainly see. Hit the sub button for Home. Please do that. And as I said, your partner is here, Don Keyballs. He wouldn't miss this for the world. And thank you, everybody. Hit the sub button for us. Hit the sub button for Home. Hit the sub button for Jay the Awesome. And also, the looks, the brains, the strength, the awesome, Jay the Awesome. That's a lot of thes, by the way. Do you notice, by the way, that everything was just Just saying. You're a college graduate. You probably wrote a paper. Now, can you use when you do your? I forgot because I haven't been in college in a minute. Can you use the like every like word after or before? Can you do that? Will they give you like?
Depends on what professor you get. If you go to Grammarly, you might want to change that. But
okay. Well, I went to John Jay College here in Manhattan, and I had some professors that I think probably would have threw me out of the room, which they wanted to anyway. And others were thought I might be somebody, and I kind of was in between. So I'll take your advice for it rather than.
Somebody, Jordan. Shout out to Jordan.
Thank you, Jordan. Thank you, Jordan, for being here. And hit the sub button for Jay the Awesome. Hit the sub button for Home. Hit the sub button for us. And I agree. I'm excited. I got to be honest. More and more I watch Home. I always say this on here. I feel like Home is one of those companies that, we got to keep pushing out there more because the talent, you guys, I know we were talking about NEW, and I got that. NEWs, though, they come on here. We know them. Jake's here tomorrow. Gabe was here yesterday. But Home, you guys from top to bottom got one of the best rosters around. I mean, it's just top to bottom. It's just... it's all killer, no filler. Yeah.
Like, I know Gabe said about NEW yesterday, like, we are a big family. We are a big dysfunctional family. Like, you will see on my channel, like, cameras off, us just hanging out, just chilling. So we're just one big family.
What's that like to be I get wrestlers on, and I normally don't ask these questions, but you vlog and you've, documented a lot of your stuff. What's that like? Some people tell me that when they're wrestling, the things they look forward to most is outside the ring, the car rides, the dinners, and just connecting with people. Gabe talked about here last night that, wrestling's brought him so almost all of his friends. Rad Dad was here, and Rad Dad said once here on Sportswire that almost all of his friends come from wrestling, which was like, wow. I have 209,000 emails, Jay. I couldn't believe hearing that. I have 209,000 emails and 5,000 contacts. I was floored to hear that because, but for you, what is that like outside the ring and being able to connect with all of your fellow Home members? I won't call you guys misfits because you guys are no longer misfits, but what was that like, the connection and such that you have with everybody?
Mickey had a really good way of putting it, but we are with each other almost 24/7. We're throwing each other, we're bleeding with each other, they're traveling along the road. When you're on this roster, you get very close to people. So having that connection, that brotherhood, sisterhood, you got to become family.
Well, you guys definitely have done that. And also, I did want to throw it out there since you do have a YouTube channel. I wanted people to give you a plug. I guess you're so close to New York that it's from Canada that you can do a late night Canadian adventure. It's funny. The reason I bring this up actually is I do a show on news. I'm on 3 radio stations with someone else, a guy Heshi Tischler, and we were talking because we pre-recorded the show because you were coming on here tonight and Jake's on tomorrow. And the reason we pre-recorded is he's actually driving to Montreal because from New York City here, it's like it's about 5.5 hours. And
yeah, about like 5, 6, yeah.
But you guys are right by Niagara Falls. You guys are right by Toronto and such. So you can do that. So, you're that close to Canada. You can just go out there and explore north of the border. What's that like, just doing things like that?
Again, like even with this vlog, like this was a last minute trip. Like I think it was Brooks and Onyx be like, hey, want to hang out? Yeah, what are we gonna do? I don't know. Want to go to Canada? Yeah. Boom. There we go.
Wow. You can just it's almost like, hey, just think of like, hey, I'm going to walk across the street. Literally, you just did that there. Wow. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that type of friends, brother that we are. Like, we can just hit each other like, hey, I'm bored. Want to hang out? Yeah. What are we gonna do?
Do you guys go to Canada a lot?
Yeah, a couple of us do. I don't know about everyone, but I know a couple of us.
So, believe it or not, I've never been to Canada. What is it like going up there?
It's fun. It's definitely more, I'll say, exciting. Maybe that's just because I've been in Niagara Falls for like 21 years, so I'm like used to it. But definitely more exciting on the Canadian side. They have an amusement park.
Really? More exciting on the Canadian side? I would never have guessed that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Why more exciting on the Canadian side? Well, why is it more exciting on their end?
More touristy. They have Ferris wheel. They have a lot more attractions.
And a
lot more food.
Oh,
So
well, I see Tim Hortons in the background. I mean, we have that here in New York City now. I mean, we have Tim Hortons, and does that do you guys have Tim Hortons?
Yeah, love Tim Hortons.
And what's you got? Boston Pizza, right? Is it Boston Pizza? You got trying to think, was it 666 is the lotto number or something like that? I mean, you say I know some of the things in Canada. So you like Canada then? So I mean, how far are you guys from Canada, from where you guys are?
What for me? Like what? Maybe like 15 minutes.
That's really, it. Wow, 15 minutes. Whoa. Wow. Yeah. You know what? You guys are practically Canadians then. Wow. 15 minutes. That's pretty exciting. That's interesting. Yeah. Wow. I tell you what, Canada does look exciting. Boy.
Yeah, it's fun. This is just a touristy side, so everything there, flashing lights, expensive sometimes.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, this looks like Manhattan. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's going to be expensive. Yeah, maybe you might want to take my bank account. You can go there on my dime. Yeah, I'm sure you would. Because that's what it looks like. Yeah. If he can't stand, he can't fight. That's a good line.
Targeting the legs.
And we obviously see our champion there in the background. But yes, we definitely tried. Thank you. Yep. Hello to Don. Thank you. And yes, everyone's here in the chat. Stefan Havoc is here. Stefan Havoc is speaking of NEW, TF Crew, X Brand Wrestling, Shockey.
Yep. He has been on my channel. They were in the New Jersey one they went to.
Yes.
So good to see him.
Yes, I did see the WSW run. Yes, I saw that was months ago. Yes, I did, and I shared that, by the way. I did share that on Facebook.
Yeah, thank you.
I do try to share some of your posts on Facebook. If I see it, I'll share it. I do try to share for my home brethren here. And
yeah, I do want to point out that was Mickey's idea to vlog everything, and I just put everything together. So
well, you have the followers. That's why he knew you have. That's why he said go with him, because he got 600 plus subs. Hit the sub button for him. Yes, we do like him. We like Stefan Havoc. We like Luke Draven, and Don Keeble doesn't like Luke Draven. But if you want to watch more videos like this, hit the sub button there for Jay the Awesome. You should do that. I would encourage it. And XTCW was something you guys were a part of. Yep.
Yes, it stands for Extreme Tri-City Wrestling.
Yes, it was. And, quite a venue you guys used to be in. Those were certainly the days. Those were certainly the days. And Iceman's back. We spoke about that quite a bit with Stefan, with Torrance Banks. And, we spoke about that with Draven. We spoke about that with, maybe we did bring it up with Stefan Havoc once on an episode. But hello to our friend here, the one and only, the Prophet Jordan Crowley from the IMF. Maybe he's scouting you, traveling. Thank you, Jordan. We love Jordan. Thank you, Jordan. It's good to see Jordan. And boy, you know what? Somebody must be eavesdropping, because apparently Robert Scott is, her cousin. I mean, so maybe they could certainly talk to the landlord. I'm sure that some of you maybe will be here Thursday night to hear this guy, Robert Scott, because he's the EWA champion, and he's going to talk about who knows what's on this guy's mind. And he's from your neck of the woods, and you all have never met him. Well, apparently she probably met him. Probably. I mean,
Oh, yeah, they're family, so I would say.
Yeah. Well, true. Yeah, I mean, although I have family that they only want to meet me when I'm dead, but they want to take me. It's a joke. Well, I'm trying a career at stand-up comedy because, Jay, you're a better host than me. So, obviously, I'm just trying to get, more fans. But, hello. Thank you. Robert Scott is the EWA Central Champion. Thursday night, 9:30 p.m. Who'd Robert Scott ever be? Well, well, that's a great segue, because in his company, he won with a cash-in. Well, we'll talk about that Thursday night. We'll talk about that. Yeah. Hit the home. Definitely follow home, and follow home on Instagram. And you guys were scared of a Ferris wheel. You guys should know I've never been on a roller coaster, by the way.
I'm not a big roller coaster person. I've been on a couple, but not a big roller coaster person.
You know what? Actually, I take that back. I went to Six Flags once as a kid. I was 12. Okay. We went to Six Flags in New Jersey, but I was like terrified. Oh my God. I went to Six Flags once. And hello, thank you, Justin. Thank you for that. And also, Mickey hates Canada.
Yeah, he's not a big fan of Canada.
Oh, is there a reason why, or is there anything we want to say on here? Is there something
I
that
think
happened?
that's a him question. He can answer that himself.
Okay, you know what? Thank you for being a gentleman. You are a gentleman and a Rhodes Scholar, and yeah, we don't want to get into that because there might be Canadian people here. But yeah, great stuff. And Hunter was in the background. Shout out to Hunter. And you got some other video. I'm going to give you something in a minute, but you've also got some other videos here that I want to show the audience. You've got some figures. You're a big figure collector, and you collect wrestling cards, figures, and So, what got you into this stuff?
Figures, I would just say this guy from childhood. Mom bought me some. I got obsessed with it, so now I just keep collecting still.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah,
that's very cool. Trading cards. I did collect trading cards. I still have some trading cards. I do have some AEW. I have some WWE. I don't buy them that often because I'm never home, but home literally. But that's fun. But yeah, Pete, we have Joey Knight Jr. He does vlogs on the figures too, and when he goes out there and buys them. So it's pretty cool that you get into this stuff. Maybe it makes you closer to wrestling and shows your love for it.
Yeah, more big on figures than cards. Cards, I got connected with my friend in college named Brandon. He's more into cards, and since he's not a big wrestling guy, I got the wrestling cards.
Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah. And I got to put the college video up before I segue and give you something, because I did watch this on my other channel, but you documented your senior year of college. What kind of made you want to do that?
Mostly just I had this idea of having my YouTube channel just be basically a time capsule. So whenever I'm like, I want to look back on this, I'll just
pretend that's not Smalls, by the way. Pretend that's not Smalls.
Better days. But yeah, I use my YouTube channel as a time capsule. So I recorded my senior year, junior year, sophomore, freshman, and then high school down. Like I think I've had this channel since 2012, 2013. Wow. So just my life from then to now.
That's you know what? I hadn't thought about that. As we're here with Jay the Awesome, and Jay the Awesome is going to be a part of what's coming up to be one of the biggest shows, certainly here in New York. That is Yardcade 3, and he is certainly the man of the hour. He is the man of our state, and he is the man of the house, the man of the household, and he is going to be a part of the Residents Championship match in a no DQ triple threat match. He will be wrestling Smalls, his former tag team partner, and Tito. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice figuratively and literally with all music and wrestling matters. If you're here on Sportzwire Radio, please hit the sub button for Jay and hit the sub button for us if you like. And we'll be here tomorrow with Jake Dvorak, and we'll be here Thursday with this guy, Robert Scott. Yeah, apparently Robert Scott is related to somebody, and that was here in the chat. And I'll talk about that then, but we're here right now with Jay the Awesome, and we're watching for a few more minutes some of his videos. And yeah, that's interesting. I wish maybe more people had done that, maybe in documenting their journey from a certain age. And I feel like in my life, there's a period of time where there's no pictures of me. No, now all people do is see me on video, and they're probably sick and tired of me now, But there was a period of time, for 7 or 8 years at least. I don't even know if there's maybe one picture of me here, 2 pictures there, nothing, almost anything, But you, to your credit, you documented your whole journey from X to now.
Yeah, from I was just kid from young adult,
that's pretty. You know what? That's pretty cool. You know what? You have something that physically shows your journey from 2012 to today. That's basically from your, like you said, a little kid to now being the man of the house, the man of the household, and that's pretty clever. I bet you didn't know it then, but your family is going to be looking down on that, and really good on you. That's good thing. You gonna miss college?
In some parts, yes. Obviously, not gonna miss the work at all.
You're not gonna miss doing. Listen, you're not gonna miss do 4-month midterm, final, term paper. Yeah, that stuff. Yeah, that was a drag. Yeah, but I didn't miss any of that stuff. I didn't.
But I'm gonna miss my friends. You can see from my vlogs and all over my channel. Yeah. I have a really good tight circle, so I'm definitely gonna miss them because some of them live here. Some of them live all the way in New York. Some of them live all the way in Tennessee, Texas.
Wow.
Nashville. I have friends all over, so I'm gonna miss my friends that are like.
Well, you're a likable guy. You're an easygoing guy.
Thank
You got different interests. You're fun. You can talk. You're obviously the man of the house. You had all this success in all these different places you've been. I mean, so I could see why. But yeah, college is, it's a 4-year. Most people, it's a 4-year thing, but really, it's kind of just a small part of your life, but yet it's an important part. I think people look back more. I think people look back more fondly on college maybe than high school, because high school, it's like, it's
a lot of stuff. You still develop.
High school, you're going through puberty, adolescence, and then trying to fit in. But college, you can find that right circle. You look back, and college was really what formed you and shaped who you are. High school, you're still finding yourself, and that's why you're going to do great. And congratulations on graduating. And I do want to put up your Instagram page, because you have an Instagram page. Before I get back to a few final things, I got to plug you on Instagram. So do that now. Yes, please follow Jay the Awesome. He's really, there he goes. Yep, we're going to put up his Instagram page now. You can check it out. He was kind enough to do his own announcement of him coming on to
you. A little bit, just help you out.
No, I appreciate that. Listen, we appreciate all that, but hit the follow button. But no, we like having you on, and obviously these guys know each other. So, all right, you know what? I've got what I need out of all this. Please follow Jay the Awesome's YouTube page. Follow him on Instagram. I want to give you something now, because obviously you've been here. You're doing a lot. I have a feeling that you'll be getting more things on Sportswire, but it is now Jay the Awesome Day on Sports Radio. So congratulations. You get the physical copy. I know it's not quite like graduating college. I know it's not like becoming head of the household or potentially winning the Residents Championship, but for now, this will do. And congratulations. I expect you to be in the Hall of Fame in the next appearance, and I expect you to get more of these. So, like I said, and I know not quite like graduating college, but congratulations, my friend. But on all of my platforms, whether it's Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, Facebook, X, SportsWireRadio.org, LinkedIn. Yes, I'm on LinkedIn. You're probably on LinkedIn as well. Yeah. It is Jay. Yeah, LinkedIn. I actually have a lot of contacts on LinkedIn, but who knows? It is Jay the Awesome Day, and congratulations, my friend. You were definitely awesome, and I'm having an awesome time speaking with you here tonight.
Thank you. Same.
You got it. We'll give you the physical copy when we're off the air. But all right. So obviously, we have a couple things here to go over before we sign off. Let's talk about first, if you had any final words for Smalls and Tito here coming up before Yardcade 3, what would they be?
Well, bring your A game. I don't need petty threats. I don't need petty insults. We're going to wrestle, and I will stand tall. I'm taking that Resident Championship. I'm getting that Grand Slam.
I think that's certainly well said. And what would that mean to you then to be the Residents Champion? It would mean more than just the Residents Champion. We spoke about that earlier in the show tonight, but what would it mean to you to be the Residents Champion here?
Setting the standard, being not one of the best. I have now gotten the world title, the head of the household championship, those tag team medals, and this one will just solidify it more about me being the foundation of home.
Yeah, I think that there's no question what Mickey said. You definitely are there. I mean, you talked about statistically speaking in home, what you've accomplished and what you've done, and you're there every week. You're almost in a way like the workhorse. You're the measuring stick.
I'll take that. Yeah, I'll take that.
Because you think about it, right? You were, look at all the matches you've had in the last few years. Look at who you've wrestled, right? Look at who you've wrestled to get here. Look at your body of work, whether it's been in tag team action, certainly in singles action. We use this term all the time in wrestling, and I use this term all the time on Sportswire with guys like you. You're almost a mix of the workhorse and the measuring stick of them. That's kind of how I see you in some ways. I mean, and we got a lot. We got some big names. I mean, listen, Shockey, Draven, Kevin Brooks, obviously Hunter. I mean, Banks. I mean, there's a long list of guys certainly Smalls, Tito, you're going to be across the ring with. I mean, there's a lot of people here in this company, but in many ways, you're kind of like the workhorse and the measuring stick. Do you feel that way as well?
Well, not to gas my own ego, but yes, 100%.
You're gonna do it. You're on here. You're in prime time. You're gonna go ahead, go for it.
But yeah, 100%. I've been wrestling home since day one, and I'm still here, and I'm most likely to be co-main eventing. So, setting that standard for everyone to either step down or evolve up.
It's interesting that you said main eventing, and we talked about again 3 years in Yardcade and 3 championship matches or going into it as champion, and then the possibility here to be in the co-main event, the biggest show of the year. I mean, just talk about that responsibility for the audience.
Responsibility that what the man in the house is really just derived from is my responsibility to put on this great show for the people, and I'm going to win.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's no question that Jay the Awesome is definitely ahead for some big things. And I want to promote a couple of more things here coming up before we sign off. I want to run down the card for everybody because I want everybody to go to Instagram where you can follow House of Misfits Entertainment. You can check out more coverage here. Torrance Banks is here next weekend. We'll talk about Yardcade 3. Should it be up? I'm sure it will be by then. And we're going to run through a bunch of the stuff. And many of our friends that have been here on Sportswire Radio wrestle for home. And you got it again here. Don Keyballs and Luke Draven. They're in the chat with each other. We saw the back and forth there. So those guys don't like each other.
They
what's going to
hate each other. So I'm not really going to be very close to them on that one. So
no, well, you got your own match to focus on. So the best thing you can do is just, stay as far away as possible. We got, to me, I spoke about this with Banks. I mean, the winner takes all. I mean, this to me, Iceman, Hunter, the XTCW, the home championship. I mean, winner takes all. I know you're watching this very closely. You're focusing your own. But, I mean, to me, I almost think it's anyone's game right now because what Iceman's come in here, and it was almost kind of like with Banks, it was like, well, what's this guy doing here? But now I really think he's got a chance to actually to be the winner take all. I just think from what I've seen, he has a chance. Like, I'm not saying he's going to win. I think everyone's got a chance. But from what I saw in the most recent events on home TV, I can't discount him anymore.
Yeah. He doesn't wrestle as much, so that is a positive and a negative. Maybe
our positive is that the positive is that his body is near 100%, but the negative is that he's got ring rust, and that's going to be a big question. And he's dealing with men that, I mean, they've got the size, they've got the strength, but he's shown on TV that he's got a chance. He's for here real, and obviously, we spoke about Torrance Banks, we spoke about Onyx, and I mean, we're going to see what happens there. Torrance is going to talk about that for sure when he's back on Sportswire.
Those two are some of my biggest rivals. Then Ryan Murphy, I'd say, underrated. So that's going to be a good triple threat.
Absolutely. Listen, what do they say? Three big sweaty men slapping sweaty men, whatever the line is.
Yeah, I think so, like that.
3 men slapping meat or something like that. Somebody uses the line here, but yeah. Whatever it is, you got the point. We spoke about Brooks and Shock. I mean, Shock has been all over the place, jumping off ladders, jumping off roofs. And Kevin Brooks is here, and he's no fan. And we're going to talk about that for sure. Obviously, also, we got, again, another match that I, am watching closely.
Yep,
Big Chungus. We spoke a lot about Big Chungus with Banks pre-show. We got
Goliath.
Yep, be shocking Brooks one more time. We spoke about that. We got obviously, we spoke about that previous stuff. But your match, and we have your match, and we have the memorial. I mean, there's a lot of stuff here that makes home just. You'll be at home when you watch home. So I want to make that clear for the audience. Please support home.
Support home.
Yes, please.
Don't want to miss out on Yardcade 3. We're going to bring out all the stops, and it's going to be a great show.
Absolutely. You know what? I love having you guys on here every month. I love that we've gotten at least somebody on, whether it's Banks, Pooty. Pooty's probably Twitch streaming right now as we speak.
Yeah.
You know, Dravens, but you're going to be here more often now. So I'm excited about that. I really want people to hit the sub button for home and please support those who support us. And they're from my state. These are fellow New Yorkers. We have to support those from the Empire State. So we'll do that here. Hit the sub button, hit the follow button on Instagram for home. And also it is Jay the Awesome. Okay, we've talked a lot tonight. I know you're a very busy man here. And is there anything else that you want to talk about, whether it's home, outside of home, or anything else that you want to promote that we haven't got a chance to promote here tonight?
2 things. One, happy birthday to my buddy Damon. It's his birthday tomorrow.
So happy birthday. Hope you have a wonderful day. Hopefully you have a blessed day. The best is yet to come. And many blessings. Absolutely. Absolutely. Happy birthday.
Yes. And second, be prepared to watch the Yardcade documentary. I'm doing it again for Yardcade 3. So be on the lookout for that.
You know what? I can't wait. And DM me that on Facebook if I don't see it. I do want to see that. I want to see that documentary. I would love to see, because it reminds me of what Sean Jovi does. I see some of my IMF guys. He does a vlog every time he goes down to their shows. He documents what the guys are doing and what this and whatnot. So do that. And also you're gonna chuckle because going back to Robert Scott again. It was Robert Scott's birthday on Sunday. Happy birthday, Robert Scott. So yeah. And he's coming here Thursday, yeah. But again, he's never wrestled in his state, and he's coming on the Sportzwire. Who knows? But yeah, I think that the message got heard loud and clear. All right, obviously we spoke a lot tonight. You definitely have shown that you're going to be somebody we're watching very closely at Yardcade 3. You are definitely the man of the house for a reason. You are definitely here, the man of our state. You are the man of our hour. It is your day. I will give you the physical copy when we're off the air. But now, my friend, I want to pass the baton to you. I want to give you some closing thoughts. Anything else you want to plug, share, or say, you got the floor. I'm going to put your YouTube link up here one more time while we're here.
Again, selfishly, subscribe to me. I want to grow my following.
Yes.
Guys, subscribe to home. Support us. We are looking for more subscribers. Get ready for Yardcade, then documentary. And honestly, I had a great time talking with you, Tom.
It was fun. Yeah. I mean, I would love to have you back on next month. You were fun. You definitely, you got a lot going for you. You're inside the ring, outside the ring. And I think we need more of our New Yorkers here. Yeah. I couldn't agree with you more. We'll definitely bring you back on. And I can't wait to watch Yardcade 3. I can't wait to talk about the post-fall out of it. I think Pootie's supposed to be on sometime again, and I'm sure Pootie will always have something to say. Yeah, Pootie will always have. And Pootie's wrestling, by the way, now again.
Yes, he will be facing Punisher, and I think either the first match or it's on the pre-show. I'm not sure which one.
Well, I mean, I guess Pootie can't call his own match. I mean, Mr. Kennedy kind of tried doing that, but no than the intro. But I guess somebody will have to do the play-by-play for Pootie's match. It won't be. Yeah, I figured that. I definitely figured that. But yes, Zilla wanted to congratulate you. Yes, we definitely want to congratulate Jay. And let's get him one more subscriber here tonight. He has got a YouTube channel. If you are here, Zilla, anybody else, I still see a bunch of people on YouTube. We got a nice little crowd here tonight. And if you are here, go hit the sub button for Jay the Awesome. Let's get him to 6, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, so on and so on. So let's get him to the numbers. Let's get home the subs they need. Let's get everybody more eyes on the prize. That's what it's all about. So hit the sub button for us one more time. Also follow Jay on Instagram. Please support him. That's his Instagram page. Hit the follow button for him. And yeah, I agree with you. Thank you for that, my friend. Thank you so much. Thank you for all that you do for our sport. Thank you for all that you do in representing our state. I am very excited to see you on here more often. I am very excited to see Yardcade 3. I'm excited we got a chance to promote that here tonight just a few days before, and I think everybody's going to look forward to it because I think it's going to be a great show. I think it's going to be one of the best ones Home has ever put out, and I think we're going to have plenty to talk about with you, my friend, after Yardcade 3.
Going to be a banger.
I couldn't agree. I think everyone's going to be banged up literally afterwards. So, yeah, probably. But that's okay. That's what they do. That's why they are the very best. That's why we love everybody out there wrestling, and it's all Wrestling Matters. And Jay the Awesome is definitely doing a great job representing that. He is going to be in action coming up this weekend for House of Misfits Entertainment's upcoming show, Yardcade 3. It's their biggest show of the year. It's their WrestleMania. He will be in action here coming up against Smalls and Tito. Smalls is the incumbent for now. For the Residents Championship, Jay the Awesome holds a victory recently over his former tag team partner, Smalls. He'll be a part of that show here coming up, and we will have more coverage of it very soon. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice figuratively and literally with all music and wrestling matters. Hit the sub button for Jay, hit the sub button for home, hit the sub button for us, and we'll be back here tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern time with Jake Dvorak. And, yeah, this guy, Robert Scott from our state, Thursday, 9:30. Who knows? But in the meantime, yeah, who knows? That's all I could say. Thank you, everybody here. Have a great night and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. On another one, Global Radio Station that is Sportswire Radio with all music and wrestling. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, everyone.